Hey, I'm back. I have a house for a day or so, maybe the internet will work better in here. Usually it does. I was just getting into a little stretching and strengthening out in the Head Hutt. But the interwebs has given me trouble, so I went ahead and came inside to the living room, since I have access to my own living room for a change. That has become unusual. I'm going to get back to bringing my attention into the bottoms of my feet, hanging myself from the center of the sky. Got a different kind of space arrangement in here. Shake off some tensions. So let go of some stress. Let's take a nice slow roll down, just checking in with the spine. Past the waist, all the way to the hips. Just letting go of everything hanging from the hips. Letting gravity do some unwinding. Letting go of the belly, letting go of the back. Mostly trying to straighten those legs. Letting go of the head and the neck. Let's roll up nice and slow. Still just checking in with the spine. One vertebra at a time. Swing the arms back. Lifting the eyes and the chest. I'm going to just let those arms float down, getting a nice stretch through the front. Shake that off. Let's do a swan dive down this time with a relatively flat back. Again, bending from the hips. Just hanging from the hips, relaxing the belly, relaxing the back. I'm going to bend the knees, swing the arms back, coming into that counter stretch again. Pushing the hips forward, lifting the eyes and chest. Coming back to neutral, shake that out. Let's roll down again. One vertebra at a time, all the way past the waist. Hang here from the hips. This time I'm going to come up from the waist. Give myself a nice hug, pulling up in the pelvic floor, back in the abdomen, left elbow over right. Bending from the waist now, tucking the chin, pulling the shoulder blades apart, giving a nice squeeze through the shoulders. Releasing all of that from the hips, shaking out the neck a little bit. I'm going to come up this time, right elbow over left. Grab another hug, bending from the waist, pulling back in the abdomen, up in the pelvic floor, pulling these shoulder blades apart, back a chunk. My body says ka-chunk sometimes. I don't know about yours. We'll let all that go again. From the hips, coming on down, relaxing the belly, relaxing the back. And let's roll up again, just checking in on each vertebra one at a time. Coming back upright, rolling that out, shaking it out. Let's do big arm circles while I have the room in here. Breathing in on the way up. Exhaling on the way down. Can bend the knees. Opening the chest, filling the lungs, looking up, and then squeezing the air out of those lungs. One more big breath in, big circle with the arms. Just letting all that go. Let's do medium circles from the shoulders now. I'm going to start the other way. Breathing in and just let that go. Just letting go of stress, shaking off the past. Thank you for the love. I do appreciate it. Let's do some more shaking it off. Let's do some little circles with the hands on the wrist, just checking in with those little bones. Hard working little bones. We give them so many big jobs, don't we? Let's go the other way. Don't forget to breathe and smile, or hold your breath and scowl if that works better for you. You let me know. Shake that off. Let's do some hip slides over to one side. Actually, I'm going to take a breath and reroot my feet into the center of the earth, trying to keep weight on both of those feet, and then sliding over to the left and over to the right, trying to keep these hips relatively parallel to the floor, back over to the left. Sometimes you got to pull that hip down at the end of that. For me, that brings a stretch very much into the torso, back and front. One more time, over to the left. Sometimes I get a weird ping over here where I've got some injuries going on, so I have to be careful. Listen to the body. Let's do now taking weight off of the right and just pushing into that left hip. Bringing that stretch down and then over to the right. Do be careful and mindful and listen to your own body. You want to pop that hip socket out, but trying to keep it nice and limber. To push it, stretch it around a little bit into the butt, into the hip. Feels good. Over to the right, taking weight off the left. One more time, pushing into the left, swinging that around, and taking weight off the left, pushing into the right, swinging that around. Make sure and listen to your own body. It's about creating a nice, healthy, loving, dynamic, playful relationship with yourself. I'm going to root my feet again into the center of the earth, under the hips, and dipping on the right now, bringing this left hip up, kind of changes the stretch, dipping on the left, lifting on the right, so instead of parallel to the floor, I'm dipping these hips, dipping on the left, dipping on the right, dipping on the left, dipping on the right, coming back to center, shake that out. I'm going to step these feet out into a wider straddle and then do that again. And for me, that brings a stretch down into the thigh. Dipping on the right, dipping on the left, and on the right, and on the left, again on the right, and the left, and all the way down on the left. Just stretch that a little bit to roll that long leg forward and upward, toes pointing up, toes pointing forward. I'm just hooking my elbow on my knee to get a nice twist. Just deepen that whole stretch. Get a nice ka-chunk there, bringing that foot forward and pushing up on the left. And back to center. Run out of room over here. So I'm going to come way back here and then come down on the right. Again, hooking this elbow around that knee and shifting from foot forward to foot upright. I know I'm far away now. I'm Also pushing into this heel. Just enjoying a nice stretch there. And then bringing this foot back forward, pushing up on the right. I'll come back closer so you can hear me. Hello. I'm going to go ahead and bring weight onto the right and step back with this left foot into a moderate lunge. Trying to square these hips, bringing the back hip forward, forward hip back. Checking that this front knee is not crunching past the toes. Pushing into that back heel. Let's bring arms up overhead, checking not to crunch up in those shoulders. Enjoying that. Tucking the tailbone under, looking for a nice long, strong line through the core, supported with the spine and the abdomen. I'm going to push onto the diagonal now, pushing out that heel, through the spine, out the fingertips, and then sliding that back foot out on the toe, bringing this left hand down on the inside of that right leg, and raising the right arm, coming into a side twisting triangle, aeroplane pose, gazing up past those right fingertips, giving all those organs a nice little squeeze. I'm going to increase that squeeze, bringing this arm around to reach for this opposite hip, gazing out past that long leg, giving everybody a nice hello, gentle hug, wringing out. Get into that nice deep lunge a little bit, and then I'm going to unwind all of that. Bring this hand down on the outside of this front leg and straightening that front leg. Just giving a nice forward fold over that leg with hands on each side. Help control that stretch, pushing into that back heel, draping the body over that front leg. And then bringing weight onto the hands. I'm going to bring that front leg back to meet the back leg. Pushing into those heels. Pushing through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone through the back of the head. Pushing into those heels. Bend the right knee and push into the left. Bend the left knee, pushing into the right. And again, pushing into the left. Pushing to the right. Pushing into both heels. Tipping that tailbone. Pressing the heart toward the earth. I'm going to swing the body forward, lifting the eyes and the chest through the shoulders, keeping those legs together. Lifting the chest and the eyes, dropping the belly. I like to rock a little bit on those toes, get a nice stretch through the front of the body. Just relaxing the belly. Add some tongue stretch there if you feel inclined. And then lifting those hips, pushing back again through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone, pressing into those heels. I'm going to swing this left foot forward in between the hands for a nice deep lunge. Give that a little bounce if you feel like bouncing. I like to bounce. Some people don't like to bounce. You listen to your body and do what feels good to you. I'm going to step forward with this back foot, coming back into a forward fold. And just hanging here again, releasing the belly. Letting the head drop. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the back. Let's bend the knees and swing the arms back again, coming into a counter stretch. Lifting the chest, lifting the eyes, pushing the hips forward. Coming back to neutral, let's shake that out a little bit. And stepping back with the right foot now into a moderate lunge. Checking that this front knee is not crunching past the toes. Trying to keep these feet relatively parallel and keeping the hips relatively perpendicular, pulling this back hip forward, forward hip back, tipping the tailbone under a little bit, looking for a nice long strong line through the core. Bring those arms up, making sure not to crunch up in those shoulders. Just pushing into that back heel. Enjoying that upright for a breath or so, and then I'm going to push onto the diagonal, sliding that back heel out just a little bit more. Looking for a nice long energetic line out that heel, through the spine, out the fingertips. Sliding that back foot out on the toes. I'm going to bring this right hand down on the inside of the left leg and lift this left arm into a side twisting aeroplane pose, as I like to call it. Hi. Gazing up past those left fingertips, giving all those organs a nice squeeze in the other direction. I'm going to increase that squeeze, bringing this arm around to reach for this opposite hip, and gazing out past that long leg. Got a lot of ka-chunks in there today. Just letting those simmer down a little bit, giving everybody a hello, a ringing out, a little check. Everybody is not quite right in there, but that's all right. We're still functional, and that is good. I'm going to unwind all that. Bring this arm down on the outside of this left leg. Pulling that back foot forward just a little bit so we can straighten that front leg. Draping the body over that leg and pushing into that back heel. Just enjoying a forward fold over on the left side. Letting the body just kind of drip down that front leg. Still trying to pull that back hip forward and that forward hip back a little bit. And then bringing weight onto both hands, bringing that front leg back to meet the back leg. And again, pushing through the palms, through the spine, tipping the tailbone, pushing into those heels. Pushing the heart toward the center of the earth. And swinging the body forward, lifting the chest through the shoulders. We slide those feet back, keeping the feet together. Lifting the chest and the eyes, letting the belly relax. Protecting the low back by keeping the butt together, legs together. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the body. You can add a nice tongue stretch there. If you haven't done your tongue stretches today, that's a good start. Lifting the hips again, pushing back through the palms, through the spine, into the heels, tipping the tailbone through the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the earth. Just enjoying that, nice and long for a breath or so. I'm going to swing this right foot forward into a nice deep lunge. Giving that a nice bounce. Hey Michael, good to see ya. Hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Giving that a little bit of a rock. And then stepping forward with the back foot. Coming back into that forward fold and just hanging here from the hips. Letting the spine unwind. And I'm going to roll up one more time, checking in with each vertebra, one at a time. Coming back to upright, shake that off. Wah. Whew. Let's do just a little pseudo qigong, breathing in on the way up, circle, and then brush it off to the right, circle up top, and brush it off to the left, circle up top, and you can step if you want, brush it to the right, to the left. going to do just a little bit of balancing, check in with these ankles. Bringing my weight onto the right, bring this left up toward left shoulder, relaxing the shoulders, tipping the tailbone under. Let's do a quick rotation with the foot, check in with those little bones. Let's do medium circles from the knee. Trying to work on relaxing that supporting side instead of teetering over. Let's do big circles. But you could use a wall or a doorway for support, or even lay down, or a truck, as the case may be. Going the other way, and it's okay to put your foot down. I give you permission. If you need to, it's probably better than falling over. I'm going to bring this knee back up toward the left shoulder, still working to relax that supporting side. Tipping the tailbone under. Got some wonky shoes on today. First day that I've put my wonky shoes on instead of my boots. Reach for the bottom of these and just enjoy a nice stretch through the shoulders and neck for a little bit, and then pulling back with the shoulders, drawing those shoulder blades down. Taking better control of that foot, tucking the tailbone under, really working to relax that supporting foot, and bringing that left foot out forward, as straight as possible. I'm going to release that with the right, bringing that out to the left. Whoa! Try not to careen over. Give that a nice stretch. I'm going to have to set that down as my supporting snowboarding leg is on fire. I'm going to bring weight over here on the left. Bring this right leg up if it will rise. Bring that right knee toward right shoulder. Dropping the shoulders, tucking the tailbone under. Ooh, let's give that stiff ankle a little rotation. And the other way. I didn't even know it was that stiff and sore in there. Let's go from the ankle. It's just yet another reason it's so important to check in with the body regularly. Tend to tune things out if you're like me. Let's go the other way. And then how about some big circles from the hip? Got some ka-chunk going on in there. Try to go the other way. Explore that a little bit. And then bringing that knee back up toward the shoulder. Again, finding some balance on that supporting side, relaxing that supporting foot. If possible. Tucking the tailbone under. I'm going to reach for the bottom of this right foot. Getting a nice stretch through those shoulders and neck. And then drawing those shoulders back. Lifting that knee a little bit more. Straightening that foot if possible. Or that leg rather. As much as possible. I'm on a pretty stiff today. I'm going to release with the left. Bring that out to the right. For just a quick exploration and popping check on that side. And then I'm going to bring that down. Stomp that out. Whoa, let's give a nice full body shake. Little arm swing. I'm going to get to some inversion and minimums and back to work with me. I wish you a pleasant day full of all your favorite things. I hope you're remembering to take some pauses, give yourself a little love, give yourself a little playfulness. I challenge you to try holding your breath and scowling versus breathing and smiling, and see which one feels better. Let me know. It's good to see you. Ciao for now.